Hi everyone, it's Zelda here from Amusements Revisited, and thought I'd show you an arcade machine that I thought I'd videoed but I hadn't. This is Jamieson. I know it's got Craft Automatics, that's the people who distributed them, but the machine is basically a Jamieson Seesaw. It's a penny falls, tip 'em off machine, and as you can see, it's beautifully bright. I mean, it's pretty dark in our arcade at the moment on the Pier, but it's really bright and it's a very eye-catching machine. This one was made circa 1960s, probably into the early 70s, and it's made from Formica, which was all the rage back then, because obviously prior to that, most arcade machines were made from oak. Chris is having a nice little go on it now. What I particularly love about this machine is there's so much perspex on it. We were able to, obviously a few bits had fallen off and we were able to replace them just by buying acrylic plastic sheet in different colours. But there's nothing nicer like than the front star bit there with the two, chevrons on. It looks really classy. And certainly because I was born in the 60s, this is the kind of machines that I remember from my childhood. As you can see, ours takes old pennies. I'm not sure if it would have changed with 71, whether this is as old as that. I think it might well be a 60s one. But it's a great machine, and lots of children, adults or people of all ages just love playing on it. As you can hear, it tinkles down really nicely. And when you do get a good payout, it feels exciting because it all kind of goes click, 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 click. The sound effects there. A little bit about Craft Automatics for you now. They're basically a company that ran from the late 40s, 1948-ish, to late 70s, and they were headed up by Arthur Jamieson and Laurie Binns, who were the brains behind the outfit. They started off in Marketplace, Bridlington. This Seesaw machine would have been one of several really popular either tip-em-offs or pushers, the Easy Push being one of my favourites. And now I think Chris is about to open the cash box for you, just drifting off to a side note. Yeah, we were really lucky with this one. When we first bought it, we got it from the Elephant House, from memory serves. We were so lucky because it came with the cash till inside, which makes, obviously, I've mentioned it a few times before, if you own a penny arcade, just being able to tip the coins out from a front-facing machine makes life so much easier, especially if we've done it the way Chris has, where they've battened onto the back of the actual arcade. Got a few pennies there, so we've done well. That said, though, when it does tip them off, I mean, the person who's playing does get a lovely bumper amount of coins. So it's not so good for us, for the arcade people, although it does go back into other machines, which is great. Yeah, so going back to what I was saying, Easy Push, the octopus, which is really unique and makes such an amazing, if you've ever seen it, it has a beautiful kind of octopus perspex splash on it and lots of perspex tracks going across it. It's just amazing. We would love one of those. That's it all locked up now, so we'll show you a full pan of the machine. There you go. So it's illuminated, has a couple of bulbs on the inside with Seesaw. Again, we were really lucky with this one because some Seesaws, they're missing the perspex Seesaw. There's either a letter missing. Crafts Automatics of London, as I said earlier, that would have been the distribution company who put all these all over the place. Sorry about the blue tint there. I can only imagine it is the sun hitting from the pier into the kiosk onto one of the bits here of Formica. But there you go, lots of pins. The pennies fall down onto the pins, and hopefully they should build up on these little holding rails to have a fair bit of money, and then eventually they should all tip down. As you can see, it's quite difficult to get a stack of coins. There you are, we did it there, just to hold on to those bars to make sure they don't tip. Ideally, you don't want it tipping as much, but as you can see from what Chris has managed to win there, it does tip, and it does tip them off a lot. Not that I'm complaining, the children love it, as I say, and it's a really popular machine. Anyway, going back to Jamieson's of Bridlington, they did many successful arcade game and machine, and they're very much now coming into vogue. The older oak cabinet ones obviously not as popular these days because of my age group coming in collecting them, as these hugely successful 1960s 1970s Formica cum perspex machine. Well, I'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you soon.